Hello, I'm Steve Pryor, PryorMcCormick.
I'm Jim McCormick.
Thank you very much for being here today. At the very least, it's a nice, cool, dark movie theater. Thank you for coming. I hope you thoroughly enjoy the movie. This is another in a line of client events that we've done in the past. We've had ball games, we've had dinners, speakers, educational events, that kind of thing. But when we were introduced to this movie, we thought it was a very good thing and thought we might want to open it up to other people.
You know, I saw this movie. A friend of mine gave me this movie, then I gave it to Steve and harassed him about it every day.
Twice a day, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty typical.
Like everything else.
And he watched it, liked it so much, he showed us a small group at church. So then Steve and I got on this kick, and we ordered about 20 of them and started to give them out to people. And this event grew. We felt so strongly about it that we wanted everybody to have the opportunity at least to see it. And after the movie, I believe there'll be basically 3 reactions. It's a great movie. It's a good movie. I wish I could do more. Number 3, I get it. The sun will not rise until I have a better plan. I want to do something different with my life. That was my reaction. And those are the hearts that I'm after today. You know, my wife and I were in Chicago last November, and on the wall in a restaurant, I read a quote, and the quote said, "You have not lived until you've done something for someone who can never repay you." I walked by, I read it, I walked back by, I sent it to my BlackBerry and sent it to myself. A few weeks later, I was introduced to Pam Jones of Magic Moments. A few weeks after that, I became a magic maker with Magic Moments and was able to go on and have some of the experiences that Pam will share with you. And after doing that, now I know what the author meant by his quote. And something else I learned a long time ago is giving stimulates giving. And that's why I want to share this movie with everybody else.
Speaking of thanks, we want to thank very much the people at Summit Theaters, especially Anthony Sharp. We appreciate their help. They helped make this possible. And before we go further, I want to just remind everybody it is a movie. It is very fine entertainment. So please turn off your cell phones. Yeah. Of all the people in the theater, whoever is with Jim right now, make sure that he turns his cell phone off. Thank you. Enjoy the show.
Thank you. Pam, what exactly is Magic Moments?
Well, Jim, Magic Moments is Alabama's homegrown wish-granting organization. We exist to grant non-medical wishes to Alabama children who've been diagnosed with life-threatening or life-altering medical conditions.
Now, you say wishes. What are wishes? What kind of wishes can you grant?
We grant a variety of wishes. We love to say that it's limited by the child's imagination. We send many, many children to Disney World. We've granted many shopping sprees, laptop computers. We've given away puppies. We've actually given a horse to one child. We've built a fishing pond. And most recently we had a teenager who wanted braces for her teeth so that she could have a pretty smile.
Well, there's so many different types of organizations. What makes Magic Moments different from some other wish-granting organizations?
Well, that's a great question because we are different from other wish-granting organizations. We're Alabama-based, and we are here to serve Alabama children. We feel that Alabama kids are our kids, and we want to take care of them. But then also, every wish-granting organization will serve children with life-threatening or terminal illnesses, and we do that as well because that's very important. But we have an additional category called life-altering medical conditions, and that's what makes us unique because a child may be diagnosed with a condition that won't necessarily take their lives, but it certainly does rob them of the opportunity to have a normal childhood, and that's where we step in and give them a magic moment to help brighten their lives.
And you said Alabama-based and mainly Alabama-funded. And when people are making charitable contributions, they want and need to know how much of their actual dollar is going for the benefit of the children.
Well, we're very proud at Magic Moments that we are able to take 85% of every dollar and put it directly back into the mission of granting wishes to Alabama kids.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a good percentage.
It really is. Pam, if somebody knows of a child that needs this, that needs a wish, how do they find you? How does that work? What's the process there?
Well, if someone would like to refer a child to Magic Moments, they could contact us by phone at 205-939-9372, or they could log on to our website, which is magicmoments.org, and there's a place there that you can refer a child to us. We would love to have the opportunity to speak with the parents to learn more about the child's medical condition, and if that child does meet our medical criteria, then we would get an application to the family, and that would get the ball rolling.
Pam, I would imagine that you've seen a lot. You've seen a lot of things that these magic moments are able to connect the child and the parent one last time. What's a story, what's a memory that stays in your mind?
Well, Jim, you're right. Just as every child is unique, every magic moment is unique too. And all of them are special in their own way. But one magic moment that really was memorable for me actually happened before I joined the organization. But I read a story about a little boy who had wished for a motorized car. And Magic Moments doesn't buy anything with a motor in it or anything that's going to further harm or jeopardize the child's life. But we told him that we could get a battery-operated car. And so he was looking forward to having his wish come true, and his magic maker would go visit him in the hospital and would spend time with him. And every time his magic maker would come for a visit, the child would just be so excited because his special friend was there. But the day that the magic maker came to actually deliver the battery-operated car, the little boy was not feeling well that day, and he was lying in his bed, just lying very listlessly and hooked up to numerous tubes. And his magic maker walked in, and he didn't really make any motion that his special friend was there like he normally does. But when the door opened and the little shiny red car was brought into his hospital room, his eyes got really big, and he said, "Unhook me right now." And so the nurses unhooked his IV pole and put it on a portable pole, and they got him out of his bed and put him in the car, and he drove his car out of his hospital room. And Mom and the nurse and the IV poles followed him all the way down the hall. When he got in front of the nurse's station, the elevator doors miraculously opened, and of course he drove right into the elevator. And they went downstairs to the lobby of Children's Hospital, and the little boy drove his car all around the lobby. He would get out of the car, open the hood, look under the hood to make sure everything was operating properly, and close the hood and get back in his car and drive it some more. And he ultimately drove it back up to his room and had his car parked in his hospital room. A couple of weeks after that little boy drove his car in the hospital lobby, he passed away. But his mom called Magic Moments later and said, "Thank you so much for giving my son his magic moment, because that was the last time that I saw him smile." And to me, that supports the tagline that we have, which is "One magic moment lasts a lifetime." We know we cannot cure an illness, but we can give these children an opportunity to hope and dream and momentarily forget what they're going through, because that's what a magic moment is all about.